Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been quite a long period of time before we communicated, but here we are. We live in a nation that we conclude an election and immediately we subject ourselves to another election. That is, we subject ourselves to another campaign mood. Raila Odinga is out of the politics, and majority of the AZIMIO supporters are still grieving over the loss of the AZIMIO team. It's gonna take time, and of course, time heals almost everything. Raila Odinga is rebuilding himself, and I don't know if age is going to allow him to rebuild himself. Today, Raila Amolo Odinga, the One Kenya Alliance and the AZIMIO team held a parliamentary group meeting. And surprisingly, the chairman of the AZIMIO, that is His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, oh, did I call him His Excellency? Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta didn't show up for that meeting. Of course, Raila Amolo Odinga was there, but Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta didn't show up for that meeting. Raila is known to be a politician that has always put a comeback in the political arena. It's only if you are not a student of Raila Amolo Odinga that you know that you'll rule him out, more so in a period that he seems to be going down. In 2017, who knew Raila Amolo Odinga could come back with the handshake? Like today, just in 2017 too, people were grieving, and Raila Amolo Odinga just pulled from nowhere that handshake. People have been really expecting maybe he can do that this time round, but there is a section of Kenyans that believe that he's old and he should pass the mantle to a younger person so that that person can continue with the legacy that he had started. But what do you think, Kenyans? Do you think Raila Amolo Odinga should retire and leave that and leave the mantle to the younger generation so that the younger generation can continue with the politics, or do you feel that he himself should make a comeback and give Ruto a run for his money? Please comment in the comment section below. I have a feeling Raila Amolo Odinga is trying to rebuild himself through these 3 points. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this channel for the first time, or you haven't or you just bumped into this channel, please, the only way that you can help me build this channel is by you clicking that subscribe button and the notification key, so that any moment I upload a video you can get notified. So Raila is trying to build himself around these 3 key agendas. He's taking the advantage of the political tension that is still right now and the incomplete loss of hopes of his supporters, so that he can rebuild immediately and give a comeback or bring a comeback, so that he project himself again to this political arena. The first key point that I see Raila is building around himself is this judiciary issue. Judiciary, on 5th September, judiciary gave out their verdict concerning the presidential petition that was filed by AZIMIO, One Kenya Alliance, and the other petitioners. And from the look of things, the AZIMIO team were never happy with the verdict that the Supreme Court gave out. And today, for the second time, Raila Amolo Odinga has attacked the judiciary again. And it was trying to say that the terms that the judiciary used, that is the hot air, the wild goose chase, and the petition was not meeting the merit were actually unlawful. But this is not Raila alone that has been talking about this. Majority of Kenyans felt that that verdict was somehow a uh, political, how do you term it, like political statement. And those words that were used by Judge Martha Koome were very unlawful. I mean, they should not be used in the court of law. This has been said by James Orengo, Tenda Molo, and the likes, and so many lawyers have talked about this. In fact, Okiya Mtata went ahead and said that he has subjected to himself to a judge in Supreme Court among the seven, I mean the bench judges that one time used such, that is known to be using such words. And he said that the judge is a male, and if your gaze is as good as mine, then you'd not shy off to say that the judge is actually, let me not call the name, but I think you know the judge. So Raila is building himself around kicking out these Supreme Court judges. But what I don't know is will he manage to kick out these 7 bench judges? I don't think if these judges can be kicked out through streets, because what he's trying to say that is going to call close to 1 million people to subject themselves to the street so that they can pull demonstration for the judiciary. He's feeling that judiciary has offered themselves to what we call a state capture, and this might be even more dangerous in the near coming future. The second thing that Raila is trying to build himself around, that is he's trying to subject himself, or trying to pull a card that the majority in both Senate and National Assembly. But I don't know if this card is going to play out well, because on paper Azimio la Umoja has numbers in both Senate and National Assembly, but on the ground, that if you go onto the ground, Azimio la Umoja don't have these numbers. And in the near future, the few coming days, we're going to choose the majority and the minority in these houses. And constitutionally, you know that the party that has got the most numbers is supposed to have the majority leader in both houses, and the vice versa. And as we all know, elections were held in these houses, and Kenya Kwanza won in both houses. So in a scenario that Raila tried to position himself, or they tried to bring this narrative that they are the majority of the houses, so they should have this position of the majority leaders. I don't think if this is going to work. And also Ruto has mastered this art of buying the opposition. So no matter how hard Raila tried to position himself through this agenda, there's a majority minority politics in the houses, I don't think if this is going to work well for him. The third point that Raila can build himself around is the IBC. Chasing or forcing the transformation of the IEBC. It was well known for majority of people, Kenyans and these politicians, that IBC were not going to hold, to give us a free, fair, and credible election in the past general election. But I don't know if Raila Odinga omitted this purposefully, or it was the wrong advisors that they had. But all done and said, IBC bungled this election, and it's high time that Raila can play the politics of chasing this away, so that he can restore the trust that Kenya had with IBC before. If he can manage to mobilize people onto the street and he chase this IBC away, I can assure you he can rebuild himself. Otherwise, you guys have a good time and a good night. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button and help me build this channel. Otherwise, bye bye.